Hi there, I'm Dawn Chow, certified Optavia coach for about 10 years now and a presidential director. I'm going to be walking you through how to get the most traction out of your Facebook posts. So let's face it, you're excited whether you're brand new and you're just barely, posting your transformation story and you're nervous, but a lot of people are liking it, or you've been a coach for a while and you're consistently posting and showing up in the world. We want to get the most out of our posts, right? We want to reach the most people. We want to start the most conversations and ultimately help the most people change their life. So I'm going to be walking you through a really simple and efficient step-by-step process to make sure that no one falls through the cracks. We're going to be talking about how to bump your posts up in the Facebook algorithm world so that lots of people get to see them. We're going to be talking about replying and commenting on the public post, as well as sending private messages authentically and real so that they create conversations. And then we're also going to talk about thanking the likes and really just being polite and engaging and helping a whole lot of people kind of awaken to the idea of what's possible for them. We're going to inspire them. And what's going to happen is that when you awaken and you inspire, and you're consistent, and you put a post out there, you interact with it, it will cause people to inquire or ask questions, or at least write back and start a conversation with you. So I'm going to walk you through what that looks like, and I'm going to show you 3 example posts. One is going to be a transformation post. The other one's going to be kind of a life post, actually jumping back into coaching, but kind of sharing a non-scale victory, but not with a before and after image. And then the last one is going to be a recipe, because we all love healthy recipes. And we know that veggies are leveling up these days. And so it's a great way to have some fun and start some conversation. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you a few things. And the first thing, though, is to really talk about kind of the analogy of what we're doing so that you can kind of put it together. So if you think of your Facebook and the posts that you put up, think of it like, Facebook is its own little land, right? Let's just call it a village, Facebook village. And you put a post up and people are walking down Main Street of Facebook, right? Because we do a lot of this on our phones, right? So what are they doing? They're scrolling, right? They're scrolling down Main Street and they're going to walk right past some posts, right? If your post is like, let's just say, we'll use the analogy of it's a storefront. So you've put a post up and the whole idea is to stop someone from scrolling and cause them to take a look, right? Take a look inside through the windows, see what's in there. They're going to look at your post. They're going to stop for a second because something's going to catch their eye, something's going to speak to them, and they're going to engage with you. So the ones that stroll by and stop and they look in the window because something catches their eye and maybe they keep scrolling, those are the ones that like it, okay? They haven't committed to post or comment. They're not coming in yet, but really all they probably need is for you to poke your head outside the door and be like, hey, I see you. Thank you. I hope you're having a great day. And then they'd probably come back around and come in. The ones that actually come through the door and look around because maybe they're looking for something for them, or maybe they have someone that they're looking for something for, right? Those are the ones that comment. Those are the ones that you're going to start engaging with right away. And we'll kind of talk about that, and I'll actually walk you through examples of what and how to do that. So that's kind of the analogy I want you to think of as we're walking through these posts, and I'm showing you exactly what to do. All right, you guys, so here is our first example, which is a pretty awesome one. This is my buddy Rob, and if you can't tell, he's had a pretty amazing transformation, and this is a great post. It's a really simple heading. It just says, wow. There's not much else that needs to be said, right? So I do love that. And then also I want you to kind of take notice. It is public. Okay. I want everybody to make sure that when you posts like this, you put the settings to public because you want people to see it, right? That's the whole reason for posting, is to share what we have with the world. And you want your friends of friends to see it. You want their friends and also their friends and friends. And the only way that that happens is if it's public. So most people have their entire, privacy settings set to public. And then if you want to set something to less than public, like friends of friends, you can do that on individual posts. But I suggest making all of it public because you want the world to see, especially anything that has to do with health and wellness and recipes and things like that. So here's Rob's amazing post. Going to work. It's got the disclaimer on there. That's awesome. All right, look at this. Wow, 126 likes. Awesome. 53 comments. Now, some of those comments are Rob's, but a big majority for right now, because we just went over with him how to actually get back in and fully work this post. A lot of those comments are going to become him too, because he's going to be bumping this post. So I would imagine as Rob gets in here and starts really working with this post, you'll see the comments jump up beyond 80, 90, maybe even 100, because every time you comment on a post, guess what happens? It bumps up and more people see it. So here's the thing to do. There's a couple of things that happen on a post. People can like it and people can comment. Remember, the people liking are the people walking by, and all they need is a little engagement and they'll probably come in and start interacting. The people that commented are the ones that are already interacting, and you know what? They kind of took the first move. They walked in and they're perusing around. And I don't know about you, but if I've ever gone into a store and I'm looking around and someone doesn't come over and at least say hi and greet me and ask me if they can help, or ask me, get this, ask me what I'm looking for, I probably am going to walk out of that store unless there was just no stopping me and I saw something that I had to have, okay? But most of the time, if you don't engage with someone, they're probably not going to fall right in your lap. So with posts like this, actually with all posts, we're going to start with the comments, then we move to the likes. And there is, again, a step-by-step process for doing this. So first of all, and I had Rob walk me through each of these people because I wanted to know who they were and when they met them and, how he knows them and when the last time he'd been in communication and things like that. So what you want to do is look at your comments. So for the first one, Mitch says, geez. So you might think, there's not much to say there. He just said, geez. Well, actually, you can say something and interact and engage with pretty much everything. So I would probably just reply to him and be like, geez, I know, or right, question mark, or something like that. So that's the first step, is to respond on your wall underneath the comment that you get on your post. There's two ways to respond. You can respond just right underneath it if you happen to catch it, like if it's the last post in the lineup, or you can reply to it. Now, if you hit reply, it's going to tag him, but only Mitch can see it. So if you want to have everybody see, so for example, let's just say Mitch said, oh my gosh, Rob, what are you doing? Rob could go down to the bottom, tag Mitch and say, gosh, Mitch, thanks so much for the shout out. I'd love to share. I'll send you a PM. And that way everybody can see it. And I like to do that when I'm going to send a PM when someone blatantly says, what are you doing? Because I want other people to see it. And I want them to be like, wait, what is she sending him? Send it to me too, right? So that they can kind of really have some fun, start interacting, and they'll want to know what you're sending that other person. So they'll probably say, me too, and they'll comment. So you'll get a lot more comments and you'll actually be able to send a lot more private messages. And it kind of allows people to say, oh yeah, I do really want to know, but I just didn't want to ask, right? So that's what you want to do, is you want to go through comments, get that post bumped, and then you want to do two more things. You want to actually go to that person's Facebook wall and you want to scroll around, check it out for a second. You want to comment on two posts that you actually care about. Okay. If you don't like cats, don't comment or post or like about their cat thing. Okay. But actually like the things that you like, and then find something to comment about, find something to interact on. Maybe it's a picture of him and his kids at the lake the previous weekend. So you want to send a comment or put a comment on their private wall, their personal wall. Then you want to send them a private message. And I usually send a private message about the post I actually commented on. So if it was him at the lake with his kids, oh my gosh, Mitch, thanks for the shout out on my transformation photo. It is unreal how amazing I feel. I'm loving the community and the program I found. P.S. Love seeing your kids and you guys at the lake last weekend. Looked like you guys had a blast. I'd love to catch up. Hope you guys are doing well. And that's it. So that's a real, authentic private message. You have tied it back to whatever it was you liked on their wall, and you ask them a question, but you also sprinkled in a little bit of like, you're loving the community and the program that you found. So Mitch could easily say, wow, man, what program? Or I'd love to hear more about this community, right? So you're kind of layering it in there and offering to see if they are going to say anything. And either they will or they won't. but at least you've started the conversation, and then you can continue the conversation from there. And the idea is that hopefully Mitch would say, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I want to hear more. And you can say, I can't wait to share. I'm free tomorrow at 2 or at 6, which works better. We should chat on the phone. So that is moving it to a health assessment, which is really the ultimate goal, right? If we want to help a lot of people create health in their lives, and we want to help the people who are ready, it's up to us to offer that to them, and to offer, again, like if you're walking into a store, offer and say, what can I help you with? That is what we do on a health assessment. So that is how you actually work and love and fully complete and follow through a post, is by making sure that every comment gets a response. Then you go to each person's Facebook wall, like 2 things, comment on 1, and then send them a private message. Because nowadays a private message is like a thank you note. They took the time to slow down out of their busy day and actually cheer you on. And we should be so grateful and, thankful for all of the positivity in the world. Sending a quick little thank you note for them to take the time to cheer you on is really classy, and it will start a lot of conversations. And then the same thing with the likes. You just go and you look at your likes list and you see who they are, and you don't have to like, or you don't have to send thank you notes or comments to the people who are like, other coaches or clients or things. You could definitely share on some of your current clients that way, but really it's an opportunity for you to look through and see who's noticing, who's stopping by my storefront, and for you to poke your head out and be like, hey, I see you. Oh my gosh, friend from high school I haven't talked to in 10 years. How are you? What's new? By the way, thanks for loving my health journey. It's been amazing. What's new in your life? Just start a conversation, and trust me, if they're interested, they will ask you, and then you'll be able to move it to the phone and a health assessment. So now let's move on to the next example. All right, so here is our second example. Now, this one isn't a transformation story. This is my friend Colleen, who is jumping full on back into her health journey after having 3 beautiful babies, going off and getting her PhD, and a whole lot of awesome life stuff happening. So if you can see, this post is really her accountability and her shout out and a non-scale victory, like a whole lot of non-scale victory there going on with those kiddos. I mean, look at that selfie. It's awesome. I don't know, if this doesn't stop someone scroll and cause them to like race into the store, I don't know what would. But she also sharing, oh my gosh, 10 pounds gone and feeling super energetic. It's just been 1.5 weeks. Like, this is an awesome, awesome post. Emojis in there and all of that. So, and guess what? It's public. See that? There's trends. Make them public so that people can see them. So 36 comments, 124 likes. This is awesome. And Colleen is a rock star. She went through this post and she did exactly what we just talked about with Rods. She replied, she went to their pages, she liked 2 and commented on 1, and then she was sending PMs. And then look at this. Here's a really great pro tip. You come back here to your post so that you can keep track of where you're at, because you know what? We're on the run. We're doing this from our phones. We might be in the carpool line and we're like doing it while we're waiting for our kids. So you might not be able to get all the way through all the comments on a post. And also, the second you do, more people are going to like it and comment. So you kind of keep coming back to really good, awesome posts like this. But she actually marks it with a like. So she doesn't come back and actually click like until she's fully loved it all the way through. So she's commented, she's gone to their wall, she's interacted a little bit, and then she's gone and sent them a PM. And the reason we go to their wall and we like 2 things and we comment on 1 is because Facebook really likes that. Facebook likes to connect you with people that it thinks you're friends with. And it doesn't know how to tell if you're friends unless you're interacting with them. So commenting and liking on their wall is actually going to pull their wall in your newsfeed, and it's going to mesh. So you're going to see more of their stuff and they're going to see more of your stuff, which is a good thing when it's people that we're loving on and we're wanting to awaken and have them ask us what we're doing, right? So this is just an example of Colleen's post. And again, just a different way to share the word and to kind of get it out there, and a different way to really kind of shine your light. So it's not a before and now picture, but it is equally as eye-catching and would stop someone, because again, a lot of mamas are out there looking for more time with their kiddos. And a lot of people have maybe had a health journey. Maybe they had to hit pause on it. Maybe they're ready to jump back in. Losing 10 pounds in 1.5 weeks. Like, so many things about this post could resonate with someone. And just remember that if someone takes the time to comment or like, something in your post resonated with them, and just being polite, courteous, kind, and then, the way we are, we're going to want to interact with them. We're going to want to take the time to say thank you for cheering us on and to start or continue those conversations. All right, you guys, let's do one final example of a post. And this one isn't about like a personal health transformation at all. It's about veggies, totally leveling up. I mean, who doesn't love that? This, by the way, is a great example of a post to do because it's interactive. And I really like to do interactive posts like this. They cause people to ask a lot of questions, and oftentimes you get a whole lot more comments on them. So actually, I saw this post on a fellow health coach's wall, loved it. And I didn't want to kind of interrupt her workflow or cause any extra work for her. So instead of me commenting on her post to get the recipe, I grabbed the picture and then I Googled the recipe because they're really easy to find. So that's what I did there, just to kind of save her some time. So that's a pro tip. If you see a recipe that you like on another coach's page, just Google the recipe or grab it out of, one of the pages that we have all the lean ingredients on and things like that. They're really easy to find. But so what I did is I did that. I uploaded it, totally changed it around to be more my voice and my fun emojis that I love. And then I put it up, and it actually got 31 comments pretty quickly. Pretty much all the people that commented on it, or all the people that liked it, actually commented, because it was, again, an engagement post. So with a post like this, it's actually easy to kind of get full traction quickly, because some of the people that comment are going to be other coaches that you can just send them the recipe, be polite. So I sent a lot of people the recipe on this, but there were a few people who, it like blew me away. So one of the people was a girlfriend from college who I have been in relationship with for a long time. In fact, I did a health assessment with her probably 2 years ago now, but we haven't been able to catch up in a while. So it was really cool to see her cheering me on. It was really neat because she actually just gave me some love. She was like, I saw that in a magazine and I loved it. I can attest. It's delicious. So for her, instead of replying to everybody, I actually replied just to her, because I sent a little bit bigger, longer response that I was like, hey, I wonder if it was the same exact recipe. I totally have FOMO. Maybe we should swap. These are pretty amazing though. So that's what I replied to her. And then a lot of the other people who were, current active clients, I just kind of, said thanks, or I liked it. But I really didn't do a whole lot of commenting, because this one got a ton of comments. And so you don't want to like say the same thing over and over again underneath all the comments. So sometimes like this, I will go back in and strategically say things to bump the post. So what I did is I replied on, I don't know, probably 15 of these comments here. I sent a couple longer ones. And then there was, I think, 5 people that were like literally either added to my heart list, my hundreds list, or they were already on it. And so I poured some love into those people and continuing those conversations, and then starting the conversations with people that I'm like, I don't know you, but we have 4 friends in common from college and none of them are health coaches. So this is awesome. We're going to start a conversation. So that's what I did. I went to her wall, and I'm going to go ahead and went to her wall, and I scrolled around and checked out some stuff, and she's amazing. She loves to do all kinds of fun things. So I liked 2 of these, and then I commented on one, and then I sent her a real PM. I sent her a PM that had something to do with the picture that I actually commented on. So this gal's information is right here on the right. So this is actually what I sent her. I just took a screenshot of it. But thanks for the love on the tater tots. It's funny how veggies are the hip thing to hack these days. We've all just got so much zucchini, because I actually scrolled back and saw her with pictures in her garden with like zucchinis coming out her eyeballs. And I was like, currently I'm looking for asparagus recipes. Apparently she loves recipes. So I'm going to go ahead and I want more recipes. And if she's a mama that loves healthy recipes, then why don't we just partner now? Because probably she's going to be a health coach someday. And then I said something about her adventures in the different parks and glamping it up and the little trailer. And I just said, I'd love to catch up. It's been far too long. So I invited her to kind of interact with me. The other person that I wanted to show the example of, she actually was a previous client. Her husband was my former personal trainer from, 8 years ago. And I haven't talked to her in a long time. So the fact that she was still following my stuff blew me away and was very humbling to remember, again, not to let anyone fall through the cracks. So I jumped right in, gave her the recipe. Of course, when I do a recipe, and sometimes I do, that aren't exactly 5-in-1 compliant, I love to send that little disclaimer at the bottom. By the way, it's not fat burn compliant with breadcrumbs. But if you'd like more recipes with our 5-in-1 fat loss nutrition plan, please let me know. Because that is a great way to get people to be like, whoa, what is that you're talking about? Like, I'm intrigued. I want to hear more. So anyways, she of course was like, hey coach. And so we're back in contact and chatting. And anyways, we'll see where it goes. Right. So that's just an example of how you can take one post about zucchini tater tots and reconnect with a whole lot of people and make a whole lot of friends, continue those conversations. And, who knows, my one friend from college may become a health coach someday, maybe not, but I'm loving on her. And my other girlfriend, I'm back in her life after several years. And this is really awesome. So I'm going to just keep loving on those conversations and seeing where those relationships go. And the last thing is thanking the likes. And these are just real examples. So I went through all the likes, and yes, a ton of them are my fellow health coaches. Thank you. I love you all. And a lot of them are clients as well. But I actually went through and combed through the ones that are not coaches and not clients. And I was adding to my hundreds list, and I was sending some love to the likes, because again, they're walking by. And if I poke my head out and say hi, they'll probably come in and interact. So one of them actually was my realtor from down in Arizona. I adore her. She's not on program yet. I haven't done a health assessment yet, but we've spent lots of quality time together. So I said, thanks for the like on my tater tots. I love it when veggies level up. Have you tried them yet? They're so good. They're not totally 5-in-1 compliant though. I hope you're doing really well, my dear. Thanks for being one of the best realtors ever. So she actually knows what the 5-in-1 is, because, and again, this is why you can't copy and paste these. You have to make them, kind of unique to each individual. But one of her best friends was on program way back in the day. So she knew what it was. And it was actually funny because we're driving around Phoenix talking about, the olden days and how her friend was on the program. So anyways, that is my real life response to her. And then this other gal is actually a fishing friend who I haven't seen in about a year. Again, not a client, have never done a health assessment with her. So I'm very, I'm taking the time to spend my time on Facebook to do things that, matter. And I'm reconnecting with people and, continuing the relationships. So for her, I was like, girl, it's been forever. How are you? Thanks for the like on my tater tots. I love it when veggies level up. Notice these, I'm not wasting time creating totally new messages, but I am tailoring it, right? So I am not copying and pasting. I'm making this unique and individual to each person. And then I finished by saying, I hope you're doing really well, my dear. Do you think we can fish before summer's totally over? So I've been meaning to get together with her and fish. And quite honestly, it's just been busy, right? Life gets busy. Amazing how a single post about tater tots and veggies can bring friends back into your life and cause you to continue, start, or, really, either continue or start conversations and relationships. So I hope that this was really helpful. Again, it's really simple. There's just those 3 steps. Make sure that you are replying and bumping that post up. And then I go back, pro tip, I go back to a post after it's been a few days or maybe even a week, and I'll comment underneath it like, I hope everybody got the recipe. You should have all gotten it by now. Let me know if I missed you. And yes, I cannot wait to hear from you or see the pictures when you make it. So that will bump the whole post back up, and then pay attention to it because you'll get more comments and more likes. So you do that. Then you go over to their Facebook wall. You like 2 things, comment on 1, and then you finish that off by sending them a unique, authentic private message. And then you can go back and click like. So that means you've actually fully loved that comment or that like all the way through, and no one's fallen through the cracks. All right. Hope that that was very helpful.